지도 인스타기 알레 해주시 동시죠. Ako Beijing Miss Yanila H. Kipur for achieving the post of Assistant Professor Psychology, Class 1 Candidate under Higher Education NBSE CESE 2024 Government of Nagaland. Zurilla K for our outstanding achievement of securing gold medalist in zoology. Engineer Kodulodi.
We must ask ourselves, what does it truly mean to celebrate, and what are we celebrating? What are these cultural patterns we are preserving, and which patterns must we preserve? For the Yimkhiung, this moment in history is pivotal. As Nagas, we have spent so much of our time and energy focusing on what has been done to us by the Indian state that we have often overlooked what has been done to us by the British and yes, the missionaries. We often speak of colonization in terms of land and government, but the colonization of the mind, as Yimkhiung powerfully argues, is just as devastating. The biggest weapon wielded and actually daily unleashed by imperialism, he writes, is the cultural bomb. This cultural bomb exploded through education and conversion, two sides of the same colonial coin, and left us questioning our identity, our roots, and our place in the world. The accident of receiving the gospel early or late became a dividing line. Those who received Christianity and thereby Western education earlier were labeled forward, while those who came into it later were deemed backward. For decades, we have allowed this false dichotomy to define us. Dr. Henshet Pom has noted in his writing this unjust demand that to move forward, we must cut off ourselves from our roots, and has noted the damage it has done to our collective psyche. We convinced ourselves that the forwards were leading the way and the backwards needed to catch up, and usually by imitating them. But this is not the truth. Let me share the analogy of another dichotomy that has been exploited to divide and oppress, that of men and women. Some have attempted to remedy the inequality of sexes by having women behave, dress, talk, act, and think like men. In short, to have women become like men. We have seen that efforts like these have failed miserably. Instead, what brings equity and restores balance is the path which I have chosen to take, namely, to embrace my femininity, to embrace the miraculous and different way women have been created from men, and to use that difference, to use our uniqueness to reach out, to teach, and to bring us closer and to the same level.
With God's blessings, I take this privilege to release the documentary video. Thank you.
I, on behalf of myself and behalf of Yimkhiung and Kohima, extend my appreciation to Yimkhiung Students Union for rating this video clip. I hope this clip will be useful for the future generation, and I wish them all the success in their endeavor.
isa Mr. Hakimchi. Beru berasal ki lalu yang dia ko tengjim lowa ala kisiro. Menguji advancement toki ayan sing zaba rup tungji ba ala kisiro. Apulung sing kebuke tengjim ki ala kibla de especially Kohima de dimabul sing laki isa ni terbo. Nesana akhir ko. Kilung ne aruba akhir ko tu. Anak ada nama yang dia ko. Isa yo dirubul semua. Doso mungkin ter. Jadi especially hasil tu ba asli ki terbo. Nang tu sudah kita ini dulu program ada ini ha. Cakapnya isa kimi nungi se teman occasion kimi orang ala sikila isa yo jibu kimi ahol so dana modernize le sikila beri kimi lang hai ahol so kimi lang tasha kawa kimi ke isa beriu cuci ni beriu aje tu sih tu mata ko tu bato. Lalu semua kostum lebih kecil de ni beyo identity, ni beyo culture, ni beyo kostum kita ada sana wujud. Membetul de cem de tiada tu apa sih orang dah. Cuma ha general public nanti cultural day tu sebalik educate sebalik studi bogi tu bogi canda ala ke jumlah yang mungkin. Jadi saya kira direct studi bagi apa cultural day program tu sebalik. Luta pun bogi Arab aja. Nisa betul misi kucing cakap ber nisa yo student leader pun Yimkhiung balik semua dode dah agila kita maksa dode job apa becing. Juga lang tanya lah belum tusuk you. Isa berur asli. Problem ini yang ada balik cakap isa membicing besok. State singsa, trip singsa, ahur lagi. Ani ke adan ke simpul semua yang macam ini. Isayo state akan sebab. Isa tu dengar so, jadi semua, yo mencim semua sing kita kat macam mengesak poda itu. Kenji isa jadi berujukan. Isa yo China isa hasil documentary deso dan video sakam deso. Mungkin lima hujumlah isa yo oral tradition lagi. Kita dalam channel itu semua dari sini. Live production. Kalau kami sendiri
we become well cultured. That is how we need to, live our life and exhibit such, our manifestation in front of others should be what we are, not who you want me to be. So that is let us be true to ourselves in the first place. Then everything fall in line. Everything will fall in line, I'm telling you. So those are some of the things that we normally do. I'm not expecting this kind of words from a political background. You might be shocked as to why you're speaking on this, but I'm just speaking the fact. And I've also lived my life through this, and I've gone through all this, and I understand that the basic fact of life is to be true to ourselves. That is where everything comes into play. Now, the role of the student community, it's multifaceted. You have so many options. Your options are limitless. The opportunities are endless. From point A to point B, you will come across so many things on your journey. And as we all know, it's not the destination that counts, but it is a journey. We grow with the journey, and we grow in that. That is the basic rule of life. We all know that, but it is very hard to practice that. Because psychology says habits take 6 months. If you keep doing something for 6 months on a regular basis, then you can probably call that a habit. But it's very unfortunate that we Nagas, we have the habit of developing bad habits rather than good habits. That is where we stumble. That is where we fall down. That is where we face obstacles. So, we also need to think back. We call it retrospect. We need to think back. We need to know where we came from to ascertain where we are going to. We need the starting point to teach ourselves as to where we are going, where we are leading towards. So this is our roots. This is our culture and identity that distinguishes us from the other community, the other tribe. So we should hold on to this, and we should make this a reality. Earlier, one of the speakers was also mentioning that, practicing our practice of using this, what do you call, our ornaments, our shows, our attires, that happens only once or twice in a year. Metemyo comes, everybody comes, roaring red and all these things. The next day we're back to the Western attires and all these things. I do not subscribe to what I'm saying actually, because I also do that. But that is the sad reality that we all practice actually.